So, outgoing President Joe Biden is taking some action in regards to the California wildfires, the people that have lost everything, their homes, everything in these horrific blazes across Altadena, the Pacific Palisades, and further beyond Los Angeles. Joe Biden is basically dangling another carrot in front of Americans' noses by offering them stimulus checks. Where have we heard this before? So, according to Newsweek, Joe Biden announced stimulus checks for people impacted by California fires. And if you remember what happened with Lahaina, North Carolina, all these other places, you kind of know where this is going. But in the article, it says President Joe Biden said on Monday that people impacted by the California wildfires will receive a one-time payment of $770 so that they could quickly purchase things like water, baby formula, and prescriptions. A one-time payment to the people that have lost everything. But at least they get an extra $20 compared to North Carolina. I don't know if it's because it's a blue state. I don't know if it's because, now it's celebrities. Now it's not just regular Joes and Janes. Oh my God, now the Ritz and glamorous are affected by this. I guess we can give them an extra 20. I guess we can take some money out of the hooker, booze, and Ukraine fund, and yeah, I guess we should maybe do something about America, I guess. The announcement sparked a wave of criticism and anger on social media, with many complaining that the one-time payment was not enough, especially in the Golden State, where the cost of living is higher than much of the rest of the country. The wildfires that have ravaged Southern California over the past week are among the most devastating ever in the state and could be among the costliest in American history. Private forecaster AccuWeather has estimated the damages and economic loss caused by the fires to be between $250 billion and $275 billion, as thousands of structures, including many homes and well-known landmarks, are thought to be destroyed. The recovery is expected to be challenging for Californians impacted by the fires, who could face rising property insurance premiums in the coming months as they start rebuilding their homes. On January 8th, Biden approved the Golden State's major disaster declaration, releasing federal funding to affected individuals in Los Angeles County. This includes grants for temporary housing and home repairs, low-cost loans to cover uninsured property losses, and other programs to help individuals and business owners recover from the effects of the disaster, according to the White House. With $770. $770. A one-time payment. Like, what is that going to do for people? $770. That barely covers rent in majority of the country, let alone Los Angeles. According to the federal government, we'll be paying 100% of the response costs to the fires for the next 6 months. We are not waiting until the fires are over to help victims, Biden said during a briefing at the Oval Office on Monday. We are helping them all right now. Yeah, we're helping them right now. But by the way, I'm also a granddad, just a great granddad. Just want to let you know. According to the president, nearly 6,000 people had registered to receive the one-time payment of $770 as of Monday, and a total of 5.1 million had already gone out. I encourage anyone who's entitled to get assistance to go to URL. No, that's an editorial of mine. That's not. They are supposed to go to www.disasterassistance.gov or call 1-800-621-3362, the president said. FEMA has reported that 33,000 people have registered for disaster assistance. So again, it just seems like we're going through the notions again. Oh my God, natural disaster. People have lost everything. They're seeking shelter, survival, whatsoever. Biden then comes in and says, here's 770, whatever. I was going to do 750, but then, Gavin Newsom seems like a nice guy, so here's an extra 20. Buy something nice. The one-time payment, considering how many billions of dollars they're still giving to Ukraine. Still, they gave another supplement to Ukraine as the wildfires are going on. It's going to cost tens of billions of dollars to get Los Angeles to what it was, Biden said during the Monday briefing with Vice President Kamala Harris and emergency officials. We are going to need Congress to help up with the funding. The one-time payment of $770 has angered many on social media who said the sum won't buy much in California. What a slap in the face. Highest tax in the state, and this is what you get, commented a YouTube user on a video of Biden's speech shared by Forbes. Others compared the sum to the money the Biden administration sent in aid to Ukraine since the beginning of the Russian invasion in February 2022, a topic that has still riled up some conservatives in the past. No. It's riled up everybody. It's riled up everybody. Newsweek wants to say that's only conservatives in this factor, but it's riled everybody because it shows that the United States government does have the money, does have the supplies, but has no intent to serve you. It's like the book that Jimmy Dore released. Your country is not into you. That's what all this is. The $770 checks that you may or may not get because I don't know how they're going to mail it out. I don't know if they're going to direct deposit. There's no word of this. And we don't even know if the $750 checks to hurricane victims and Lahaina fire victims even got out. So this is just a slap in the face. This is shut up money that you've lost everything from this natural disaster that could have been prevented, that could have went towards disaster planning by Gavin Newsom, by Karen Bass, the mismanagement of that administration alone. And now you have the federal response that's dangling yet another carrot in front of your nose with a little tiny check that may or may not get to you, a one-time payment, while they send billions and billions of dollars overseas to the most corrupted nations in Eastern Europe. Still to this day. Since the war began, the U.S. Congress passed 5 bills appropriating to $175 billion in response to the Russian invasion. Of these, only $106 billion directly aided the Ukrainian government, according to the Council on Foreign Relations. Billions! Hundreds of billions of dollars. So, don't ever think for a second that America doesn't have the money for FEMA. Don't ever think for a second that they don't have the ability to respond properly to these natural disasters. Don't ever think for a second that, it's because America is too much in debt, and that is why hurricane victims and fire victims, all these people just have to suck it up and deal with it, that they got something out of it. They are printing money like crazy to spend overseas, to spend on the military-industrial complex, to spend on the Ukraine war, to spend on the Israeli war. They have money at the wazoo that they're printing on the regular. And while I kind of disagree with the implications of printing more money, that's what's causing a lot of the inflation. But given that, how hard would it be to print that money to invest into America? How hard would it be to take just a portion, just a little tiny fraction, and put that towards investing into the American communities to make America actually prosperous? This is going to be devastating, not only just in the Democratic base, like Gavin Newsom, Karen Bass, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, completely destroyed themselves. Not only just with the Democrats, but the entire general federal, the federal oligarch, the kind of deep state just completely obliterated itself continuously by this notion, by the fact that they're spending billions of dollars to a corrupt nation in Eastern Europe and yet giving crumbs to California. But you got an extra $20. So you could thank, I don't know, Hollywood for that. $20. Woo. What is that going to get you? To people that lost everything. Between October 7, 2023 and October 7, 2024, the Biden administration spent at least $17.9 billion on military aid to Israel for the country's war in Gaza, according to a report from Brown University's Cost of War Project. Some defended Biden for trying his best to help the California wildfire victims. And if you're one of those people that are defending this, how much longer are you going to drink that Kool-Aid until you go into a comatose state and realize that your party that you keep defending does not give a damn about you? Like, the people that are still to this day supporting Democrats, the people still to this day that still want to say, well, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are doing their best, and Gavin Newsom is at least standing in front of the wildfire, so he's doing something. How dare you go and attack them? How dare you go attack the LA mayor? She's a woman. How long do people have to take this abuse until they realize that the abuser is not us? The abuser is your own party. Like, you are living in a horrible, toxic relationship. It is a cult. That you're defending Biden after he sent all your hard-earned money overseas that you'll never get again in a money laundering scheme of the military-industrial complex and NATO and advancing warfare in foreign nations. He screwed over the people in one of the bluest blue states in all of America. The fifth largest economy in the world, ladies and gentlemen, California. And they didn't provide you water. They don't have the infrastructure to bring down water. After they've been told how many times after they put a bill forward to mandate infrastructure to bring water down to Southern California after many droughts, after how many wildfires that California has had to deal with. And even for that state to go through this, what else do Democrats have to do to show you, to show the people, to show supporters of the Democratic Party that they are not into you? They could not care less about you. None of these people give a damn about you. And this is another example. Do y'all realize that Congress has to approve more? He did what he could with his presidential power. So why do they need they don't need Congress to send more to Ukraine? They don't need Congress to send more to Israel. But we got to get Congress together, we got to meet, and we got to do this, and oh my God, we got to get some money somewhere. Like, why is it always a struggle to get money to invest into America, but not a struggle to send it overseas? You ever notice that? Why do they need Congress approval to get money to invest in freaking America? Like, how stupid that is. How stupid that is. And people defending it. How stupid these shit libs can get. An Instagram user wrote in a post announcing the one-time payment. Jesus H. Christ. So, Gunther Eagleman says, breaking, Joe Biden just announced a one-time payment of $770 for those who have lost everything in the California wildfires. His administration just announced billions in funding to Ukraine, and this is what he announces for Californians. Absolutely disgusting. So here's the video proof.
And I want to be clear, we're not waiting until those fires are over to start helping the victims. We're getting them help right now, as you all know. People impacted by these fires are going to receive one-time payment of $770, one-time payment, so they can quickly purchase things like water, baby formula, and prescriptions. So far, nearly 6,000 survivors have registered to do just that, and $5.1 million has gone out.
What a sick, twisted, feeble old man this is. Like, this is worse than Mr. Potter in It's a Wonderful Life. Like, this makes him look good, Mr. Potter. Joe Biden sitting there after sending billions of dollars of your money and printing money, which is the whole reason we're in this inflation mess. Wasting all this money on a manufactured war that could easily be preventable. Easily. And he is sitting on his high horse. Well, we're going to give the people $770 to buy like formula and water. To people that lost everything. Where are you going to store that water? Huh? Where are you going to store that water, Joe? Where are those checks going to come in? Are they going to come in by mail? Because if it's going to come by mail, probably their mailboxes are gone. You ever thought of that? Did you think that through? Did you ever think that through? God, no. God, no. No, it's just a one-time payment just to shush them up, get them out of our way, and then we'll just continue on our business as usual. But luckily, you know, we're only a couple days away till Trump's inauguration, which we will hopefully live stream on this channel. Don't know exactly what time that starts. I'm assuming probably be in the morning, but we'll give further updates on that. Because anyone at this point to take away from the stranglehold of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and the Democratic Party is just a breath of fresh air compared to this. Compared to just how awful and disgusting this is. Here's just another video of now reporters are chiming in on Joe Biden. And Joe Biden looking like he just crapped his pants or waiting for that Metamucil to kick in. Just sitting there ignorantly, just ignoring all of it. Listen. See that? See the face? I don't know. I gave them money. Like, what do you want to do? What do you want me to do? You want to give them more? That would cut out my, ice cream fund. Then little Joe Jr., my great grandson, he's not gonna get that successful job at a energy board in some other country. That was going towards my crack addict son's expenses. You want to take that away from him? Don't you have hearts? Don't you have sympathy? We need decency. Decency. Remember he said that? Decency. Because Trump made a comment about Jimmy Carter. Oh, what an awful man. Decency. Decency. Well, what kind of decency is this? What kind of decency is this? That's why I want to ask, Colin Jost, who made that remark. Oh, my grandfather voted for this guy because he's a decent man. What kind of decent man sends billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars, away from the needs of America, crumbling its own country, and then in the response of natural disaster does barely anything. Barely anything. Oh, $770. That's it. That's it. I was kind of hoping to take a nap right now, but all these people just in the room here just yelling and screaming. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. This is just insane. This is just insane. And I reach out to the people of California. Even just for a Canadian perspective on it, I feel devastated of what's happened there. Just like I feel devastated for the people of Lahaina, just like I feel devastated for East Palestine, Ohio, just like I feel devastated for North Carolina. And it just seems like time and time again, it just seems like we're going through these notions of giving this empty kind of dangling the carrot in front of people's noses, saying that, oh, we're going to respond to this. We're going to help you people. Don't you worry. You guys actually matter, blah, blah, blah. Here's a one-time check. Go away. Well, what about housing? What about, we lost everything. Do you care about that? Nah, not really. Here's a one-time check. Shut the hell up. Get the hell out of here. That's what it is. That's what it is. And the only difference between this and something like North Carolina is they got an extra $20 in California. God only knows why. God only knows why. Maybe it's the celebrity power. I don't know, but an extra $20 is not going to do anything. It's not going to do jack squat in a situation where people have lost everything in this devastating blaze that could have been maybe not avoided or prevented but it could have easily been better than what it was during this process. If they had the water infrastructure, if they had the resources, if they didn't cut back the fire department budget, in a place that's prone to wildfires, they could have easily weakened the severity of just how disastrous all this was. And now $770, barely going to break anything, barely going to break bone of the devastation that Californians had to deal with.